Food is exactly that. I think for me, what's important, it's not just putting a flower in or putting one fork there. You know, it's literally what's the place smelling like? What do people feel like when they walk in? Why is the food the way it is? What's the stationery? Even the first communication would be your invitation. Why is your invitation going out the way it is? You know, and all those little things is what actually is the attention to detail that is needed to create a successful event.
How much do you think your background has impacted on you? How much of impact has your background had on you? Your schooling, your family, your relations? What sort of impact has it had on you? The kind of person you are today?
I think I wouldn't be who I was if I didn't have that. You know, I think put it school-wise, just the connections that I've made from being in school in the UK, working in South Africa, being in school in America. It's weird how all these things tap in when you need them to, in terms of if you ever need anything. In terms of my work ethic, in terms of my principles and stuff like that, that's my everyday life from growing up. So that's standard. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things that you have to be able to tap into your background to be able to get to where you want to be. It's important.
I'm going to ask a very interesting question. You know, I mean, your dad is a major player in the mining industry.
Yep.
I mean, he's got so much gravitas in that space. Why wouldn't you have thought of getting into mining yourself?
I think one of the beauties of my dad as a person is allowing people to be who they are. It was never a conversation. I think for me, if my dad, from what I remember, has always looked at me as a creative being and has given me that platform to be able to do that. It was never a situation whereby, okay, you're best at this, but go and do this instead. I don't think that never happened. When I decided what I was going to do, I said it, and it was 100% backing. You go for it. And I think for any parent, I think it's important that you are able to see what your child can actually thrive in and push the support. Because had it gone the other way around, I'd probably been, I don't know, a lawyer or something, being very depressed. Who knows? But I'm thriving where I am, and if I hadn't gone that support, I wouldn't be
and so
where I am.
you actually accept that
100%.
you have a privileged background.
I don't know if you'd call it privilege. Yes, I mean, I've had the chance to be able to see a lot and been exposed to a lot. But I think it's also about being level-headed to be able to do what you need to do, and that. I can't take that credit for that.
Is that what you're also imbibing in your kids? Because you talk about
100%.
the importance of networking. Has that also influenced how you raise your kids?
100%.
Tell me more about that.
I just think it's important. I think, you know, what we see is what we produce.
So it's important for your kids to know the right people,
Yep.
get acquainted with the right friends.
Yeah, and maintain relationships.
Maintain relationships, right. So, Tamara, I mean, you've done such an awesome job over the last 15 years. What is the future of your business?
I want to be able to grow more. Want to be able to give back. So my 15-year message is actually giving back, is educating in the best of my capability, and to be able to open the platform for people to actually learn from what we've learned and what we know. Bear in mind that when I first started this business, there's no guide. You know, there's no manual to tell you this is the way events that have come. And strangely enough, I mean, I talk about, yes, I went and studied eventing in America, but I didn't bring any of that here, because the world is completely different in Africa, you know. So I mean, you go to school in America and they tell you can't do an event in, they tell you, oh, you need 6 months of planning or a year of planning an event. The events that we do here in 30 days, and it's possible, you know. So if I looked at that in relation to what I was taught, I would probably think what we do here is not possible, but it is.
All right, Tamara. So, I mean, this business, I can imagine how stressful it is. Again, we talked about how you juggle your responsibilities as a mother, a wife, and of course, a business owner. What do you do to unwind?
Massage. I do spa times.
Okay.
I like to drive, so I drive out of town quite a bit. Yeah, and I like to travel.
You like to drive, right?
Yeah.
I just saw some Lexus. Is that your car?
Good one, yes.
Okay. So you drive out of town?
I do drive out of town quite
How
a bit.
often do you do that?
I try to do it every 10 days.
Every 10 days?
Yeah, and it's just local tourism.
Do that all by yourself? Or
With my kids.
family?
With my family.
Kids, okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Another interesting question. Are you sure that's all you want to do in life? I hear a little gossip somewhere.
Gossip is not good.
It is not good. A little gossip, but I can afford to still ask you.
Go ahead.
How the possibility of doing politics someday?
No, no, definitely not. Bad. That's where you get the politics wrong. The bad gossip.
Bad
No,
gossip.
bad gossip.
Tamara, come
No,
on.
no,
Come
no.
on, come on. I mean, you got approached by one of the biggest political parties to to stand as a member of parliament. Listen, your dad has
No.
got such a huge profile. You don't have a problem with funding.
No,
I mean, you'd love to make an impact after
I
15
do.
years.
But
You
not,
want to impact
not through
society.
politics. I told you what I want to do. Educate. Hospitality, education.
You have no place.
No place.
in
It's actually,
life.
that's the key word. No place. I have no place there.
In politics.
No place. No place.
Wow. How would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for making a mark. I think, for me, being able to push the boundary. I think a lot of times we live in a society or culture where people you can't do. And for me, I think that's a big challenge. I want to be able to do. That's what I want to be remembered for.
But you don't want to do politics.
No.
And if your father told you wanted to do politics,
No.
you say no to him.
But I just told you my dad doesn't tell me what to do. Maybe if the tables are turned, but no. No.
If he wanted to do politics,
I don't think he wants to do politics.
you don't think he wants to do politics. I see. Grew up, man. Okay.